is during the day, your body is producing energy continuously through burning fuels. So for example, if you in the morning when you eat carbohydrates, fat, protein, and sugar in your diet, that act as a fuel. That fuel burns and produces energy. You store that energy to use it at night when you go to sleep. Now, 90% of your energy that is produced, brain output energy during the day, is used to hold you against gravity. So by just standing, it requires 90% of my energy output of my brain. So gravity plays a big important role of how much energy I use during the day. So if you're not healthy, if you have a back pains, neck pains, you're not exercising, you don't walk well, you don't do your yoga, you slouch all the time, you have a poor posture, you're losing your battle against gravity, so using probably more than 90% of your brain output to hold you against gravity, so using a lot of your reserve energy. A lot of these processes at daytime, we call catabolism, is a process of building, manufacturing energy. That energy then is used at night, we call anabolism, is where you actually use the energy to build things up. Everything we do in our life during the day is imagine you're a builder. During the day, all you do is knocking down buildings. That's all you do during the day. You go buy all the primary material required to build building. At nighttime, the process is rebuilding. Everything that happens at night is continuously going back and built again. So if you don't sleep well, you haven't built anew. Your body repairs itself mostly while you're sleeping at night. Reset, your muscle growth occurs mostly at night. That's why bodybuilders, they have to sleep. When they do a lot of heavyweight exercises, they have to sleep 10 to 12 hours a day, because it's only during the sleep the body produces the growth hormones to help them to build muscles. You don't build muscles during the day when you're working out. You're breaking muscles down. At nighttime is when you're actually building new muscles. So it's very important to understand the difference is that initiating sleep requires a lot of energy. So people says, wow, I didn't realize I need energy. Sometimes you might give someone some energy boost to lift the energy, and they fall asleep fine. So there's a difference between arousal and energy. Arousal is when the body produces the chemicals to keep you alert. Energy is what is required to initiate the sleep. So if you do not, it's like imagine going shopping, and then your parents or you go to the bank and you withdraw $1,000 and you say, I'm going to go shopping. But what happens if you go to the bank and you got no money? You go window shopping. When you lie there at night, the body says, I have no energy to start the process of sleep. You know how much energy I need to go through this process. I've got none. So I'm just going to have to lie enough until the body produces enough. Now, if you look at your brain has 3 compartments to it. One is the bigger compartments. Does this have a pointer? Yes. How do I use it? Okay, great. If you look at your brain here, it's got 3 compartments. The lower compartment controls 850 odd muscles you have in your body that hold you against the gravity. The middle part here is, we call limbic system, is part that regulates your emotions, your immune systems, your hormones. And then this part of your brain is called the neocortex, is where your learning takes place, is the cognitive part. Imagine this to be same as the company. In a company, we have 3 divisions in any corporations. We have the employees. Employees are the ones who do all the hard work. So the muscles would be the same as employees. They do all the hard work. Then we have the managers of the company. Managers are the motivator. Go, 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 go. So the limbic system, or the emotional part of our brain, is what motivates us to keep moving. And then this part would be the same as the directors in a company. Directors are the ones who execute the decisions, tells their managers, this is what we're going to do today. Managers then go and stimulate the employees. He says, okay, get off your bum and let's go and get something done. So these processes work together. At nighttime, around, let's say you go to bed around 10 o'clock at night, the director sends a memo to the managers. He says, thank you for working all day. We don't need you anymore. The managers then send a memo to all the 850 odd muscles. They say, we don't need you holding you against the gravity. You can lie down. Now, but however, so all the muscles start to switch off. However, you need about a couple of extra employees hang around for a graveyard shift, because somebody got to keep the airway open, keep the heartbeat going, and keep your lungs breathing. So therefore, that we call initiating sleep. Your brain tells the emotional system, which tells the muscle to relax, and you start to go into what we call alpha rhythm, into the sleep. This is a fascinating part of sleep. This happens. If you have problem with initiating sleep, some of the symptoms that you will experience is we call insomnia, restless leg. Have you heard of people restless leg? They call that in children's growing pain. How many parents remember children having complaining of growing pain? Mommy, can you just rub my legs? It's called, the doctors call it growing pain. And say, oh, the kids will grow out of it. It's not actually. It's a process of, there is a reason for it. And to be nutritionally speaking, growing pain in children is usually, very simplistically speaking, is caused by magnesium deficiency. If you supply magnesium to children, or even with adults who say, I just cannot fall, my legs are just aching all the time at night, that would really help to reduce it quite a bit. And then we have the next one is a light toxicity. Light toxicity is, our brain is, when the body was created, industrial world was not around. So therefore, our body all the chemicals that are produced in the body are produced according to the light cycles on sun. So in nighttime, what time the sun goes down? Goes on around 7, 8 o'clock. In the summertime, at 9, maybe 8 o'clock. In the wintertime, around 5 or 6 o'clock. Because most of the chemicals in the body adjust themselves according to the rhythm, what happened here is that at nighttime, when snoring, or it could be like with enlarged tonsils, you see the tonsils? With children, usually if they snore, the parents take them to the surgeons and they take the adenoids and the tonsils out, and they say, oh, they're fine. But that may not be the cause, because it may later on in adult comes back as a sleep apnea. And you can sometimes having a big tongue, enlarged tongue could be, and you can see if somebody has an enlarged tongue, in Chinese medicine, they say you're stressed. You stick your tongue out every morning in the mirror and says, mirror, mirror in the wall, who's got the prettiest tongue of all? Look at your tongue to see if he's got the teeth. If your tongue swells up, in Chinese medicine, it says if you're stressed, your spleen qi deficiency causes your tongue to swell up. And then it presses against your teeth. So when you wake up in the morning or at night, in the daytime, you can stick your tongue out and you can see the teeth mark on the side of your tongue. That usually means you're stressed in relationship to. Basically summarize unless you have any questions. Yes.
How do you balance the dopamine?
If you have one with diet, like for example, if we know, for example, the dopamine is, if they're low in dopamine, for example, we increase the dopamine through the diet or through the nutrition. For example, dexamphetamine or Ritalin that helps to increase the dopamine level. We use like tyrosine or precursor amino acids of tyrosines or phenylalanine. We know the body needs to break down the dopamine. What it requires for breakdown of dopamine is magnesium and vitamin B6 and activated B6. So sometimes it's important for the dopamine, for people who are B deficient, could respond to that. Sometimes there's a condition called methylation. Methylation is like B12 or folic acid. There's a methyl groups the body uses, and sometimes with night terrors, if you have access to your doctors, you can have them give them the vitamin B12 injections.